Hey everybody, this is Perch. Welcome to the Perch Show. I've been listening to I listen to radio from time to time, and there's an ad that has started to come on a lot lately. I mean, or a series of ads, and they're for legal services. And it always cracks me up because the ad always goes, "We will get you what you deserve," and I get it. I mean, they're just saying we're gonna get you money, but it's the way they say it. It's a little ominous. Like we're gonna get you what you deserve. It's kind of like if I said, "Hey, welcome to the Perch Show. Mumbles gets what he deserves by listening to this show." Yeah, that kind of works as a slogan. Mumbles, you're going to get what you deserve with this particular show. Are you in? Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to. I got two questions. Here's a really quick question. Hey, Perch, wondering if you saw this new report in the Washington Post that claims that climate change is responsible for hate speech via hotter temperatures. Do you think that is why you see so many people commenting on the death of DC during the summertime? Is it climate change? Is climate change responsible for people not liking VDIL's comments? Okay. Hiya, Joker. No, I don't think so. Plus, people bitch about stuff all year round. I don't know, climate change. It has nothing to do with, it's summertime and everybody's an asshole. No, I don't think so. But it is kind of funny. Imagine the reason why people are not liking those Marvel and DC comics stories: climate change. Climate change is It's really not the comics' fault. It's not the creators' fault. It's not even the fans' fault. It's climate change. Climate change. The climate is racist. Oh no. It is this. It's interesting that people I think the lack of just creativity and intelligence and all these things are kind of, and now people don't even have the energy to kind of get separate controversies going. So they're like, fuck it, let's put them all together. Climate change, hate speech, racism, got to get trans rights in there somehow. Like climate change is fueling, well, I guess you get it with the hate speech, because the hate speech doesn't have to be racist hate speech. It could be misogynistic, it could be transphobic. So basically climate change, the climate, in fact, what it actually is, the sun. The sun is racist. And the closer we get to the sun, the worse it gets. That sun is going to burn out our tolerance and our inclusion. It's a shame. That sun. Climate change. Climate change is racist. And because, of course, it's the Chinese that are fueling the climate change with their horrible pollution. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Never mind. The Chinese are friends to the Perch Show. We here respect the Chinese and all of their various things that they do. Their government practices are absolutely what's best for the world. And I, for one, look forward to our new Chinese overlords. We respect that. Anyway, let's get to this mail. It says, "Hello, Perch. Hope you're doing better. Taking your meds or not. The meds are the problem." Anyway, I was thinking about Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run and how he basically hoisted a B-level character to A-level. Did he? I mean, was Green Lantern, was Hal Jordan B level? I don't know. I mean, yes. I mean, it depends on how much gradient you want to do here with the characters, but he definitely raised the profile of Green Lantern. Their point is taken. To the point that he had a line-wide event based on him. Do you think it's possible to do that again at DC or Marvel? And what are your favorite characters who started out as B-level or bit characters and actually became actual players, A-listers? Mine is Wolverine. Yeah, Wolverine's a pretty good one. It's happened before. This stuff has happened. So let me say, first of all, hey, you're there, you're listening to this video, you're ready to start typing into the comments. You already got out your initial jokes about Mumbles or myself or whatever the other play is. You've moved on to racist climate change. Now you're ready to add some comments about this. What do you think? What are the characters? I just end the video here. That could be you'll know the Perch Show has achieved full laziness. When I open the show, I say hello, I give you some inane story about nothing, I read the viewer question, and I'm like, what do you think? Thanks for listening. It's all yours, folks. No, we're not going to do that. But I would like to know your answers to the question below. What side character, bit character, not main character, became A-lister? And also keep in mind the eras. Meanwhile, if you were in the 90s, Characters like the Punisher, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, those are all A-listers. Ghost Rider wasn't an A-lister, became kind of an A-lister, is now not an A-lister. Anyway, things come and go. But over at DC, we've had a number of different characters that kind of entered the zone there. Batman was always an A-lister, but we had different eras with different things going on. Anyway, the who are those characters? I think for me, first off, it's happened before. They talk about Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. I would argue that Jason Aaron on Thor led to both elevating Jane Foster, even if people didn't like it. It certainly elevated her profile. And then the War of the Realms event. Thor's as much a B or an A-lister as Hal Jordan Green Lantern is be an A-lister. I mean, Thor is a major character. Hal Jordan Green Lantern, at least in my comic shop, other comic shops I knew, I would say those characters were probably about the same level. Both got elevated at different times. Venom, there's an example of a villain gone into a B-lister, got into an A-lister in the 90s, back to a B-lister, then elevated to an A-lister with the Donny Cates run. I think that's fair. I'm saying, of course, he got his own event. Really, the event doesn't have too much. Marvel will give anybody an event. We're getting ready for the Patsy Walker Hellcat event coming up in the third quarter. Second month, third quarter, third week. That's the event they're planning for that time. But I'm just trying to. I think Wolverine's a great pick as a character who got elevated nicely. I think there's a number of characters that have had that happen. I don't know. Of course, I can throw out Monica Rambeau. Certainly, like that character. I think that at different times, it depends on the writer. So, there's different times. If you look at some of what happened during, New Mutants and kind of the elevation of some of those characters, Magic, Ilyana has certainly been elevated in kind of interesting ways. And then it doesn't stick is the thing. If I think about the X-Force run where, Rob Liefeld and then later Greg Capullo on the title, you had some pretty interesting things, Richter, Shatterstar, Warpath. You had some interesting elevation there. I've enjoyed Sunspot when they elevate him, in a reasonable, proper way. I've always thought that was pretty good. Over on DC, I think I've liked when they've briefly flirted with Vixen. I'm not talking about the Vixen in the cartoon, which is, I think, written pretty much awful, but the Vixen in the comics. I think that when they've put a little bit of effort behind her, I think it's been pretty solid. I think there's been eras where I've enjoyed them elevating Robin and Catwoman. We're not in that era now, but I've enjoyed that. I like the Connor Kent Superboy and kind of what they did with him back in the day. Wally West, Flash, probably a good example. That's both a kind of character replacement plus elevation that you got. At times I've liked what they've done with Nightwing, but I think they've screwed around as much as anything. As I've read back some old issues recently, the Grayson series was not bad. That was actually decent, especially if you compare doing something completely new with a character. And at the time, I remember a lot of people did not like it. But if you look now, it feels like you almost wish for those days compared to how they treat characters now. I think to me, it's less about the character and it's more about the writer. Because I think writers have come in and really put a focus on a character and done a really great job with them and raised the profile in a pretty great way and made the character interesting. I think, Rogue is an example of somebody, I don't know, would she have gone A-list? Probably not, but definitely went from B or C character up. I think there's lots of examples of this. Anyway, there you go. That's my answer. I'm curious yours. So what characters do you have in your mind? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, of course, and thanks for listening. What? You're still here? Go home. The video's over. Go. No, I'm not doing that.